Yo. Nate, get that comment out of there. Carrie Booker, what's up, though? What's up, team?
What's up?
Brand new background?
New background.
I don't know if the people have seen this yet. I don't know if we've released a video with this background out yet. People, let us know if the volume's good. We tested it for like 3 hours before going live today. Nate and I, it took us a little while to get it figured out. So hopefully everyone can hear us. Test. Give me a test over there.
What'd you do today? I tested volume for 3 hours.
Well, I was obviously exaggerating a tiny bit.
Yeah, test.
But yeah, hopefully let us know. I know we're a little delayed in terms of the feedback, so let us know if you can hear us. Let us know if we look good, sound good. New background, new setup. I think we released one delivering more with the new setup with the guys from Onesis. Obviously,
the main podcast.
Yeah, a ton of the Founders Series stuff that we've been releasing has been with this setup. We're getting the thumbs up from Nate. Volume's good. Hell yeah.
Woo!
Hell yeah. Thank you, Kim S. Volume is good. Nate, throw that comment up there.
I'm
Kim
just
S.
excited to sit in the nice chairs. I've seen them, but I've never sat in them, and they're...
Yeah, so the chairs were an adventure because this was a Dan and I project.
Well, it's funny because if you look around the room, it's the nicest piece of furniture we have in our whole office.
Yeah.
These chairs.
Yeah, we got a couple green couches to our left and right. We got a recliner from 1980 back there.
That's gross.
It's wild stuff. It's wild stuff. Nate, who we got in the chat? I saw some names. I saw Richard Summers. I think he's always commenting on our shorts and our reels and our videos. Rich, thanks for your engagement out there. He was way up there, Nate. You don't got to worry about pulling him up. Crystal, I know Miguel's in there. Kim S looking good, sounding good. We got a salute there from our boy Miguel. Miguel, I'm behind in reaching out to you, and we'll talk a little bit about it here in the coming moments. But we got to talk about a trip we have coming up like next week, actually. So I'm way behind in reaching out to you, but I do want to chat with you about meeting up. Guys, live show, first of the year, second of the year. Did we do one, Nate, January for end of 2024? So technically second one of the year. I guess end of the quarter, maybe we could call this live show. We're not going to be talking about like numbers or anything that. Obviously, this is public to anyone and everyone who wants to join. So we're not going to be talking about statistics, numbers, anything like that. But you got myself, Ben, content guy.
Christian, partner guy.
Christian, the partnerships operations guy over here. So we're going to talk a lot about our trips and what we're planning on doing with the content here moving throughout the rest of the year. We're going to touch on some partnership stuff here with Christian. I want to start out here. I just prefaced it with Miguel. Christian, Nate behind the camera here, and I are going to Philadelphia next Monday through next Wednesday. We'll be getting to Philly 6 p.m., we'll call it.
Monday night.
It's
a long drive.
7 p.m., 7-hour drive. We're getting a rental car. We're going to make the hike out to Philly. I know, Christian, you were just out there
Wait, I just saw in the comment, who's driving to Philly? Which one of us is driving to Philly?
You're driving.
No, wait. Am I driving?
Like out of the three of us?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not driving.
Oh, no.
I'll drive for like an hour or two, but you know how I am in the car.
Okay. As long as we're splitting it up. I say that because I recently drove to Rochester and recently drove to Philly, and I was the only driver. So from Canton, Ohio to Rochester is like 6.5 hours, and then out to Philly it's like 8 hours plus. It's terrible. And I keep getting shafted by being the only driver. So
yeah, and
as long as we all register as drivers and we're all down to split it,
I'm not a good co-pilot either. So
terrible co-pilot.
Yeah.
You'll sleep the whole way.
Yeah, I will. If it's a 7-hour drive, I'll sleep for 6 hours and 30 minutes.
If he's awake or he's asleep, it's the same passenger. He's not going to talk to you. He's not speaking. He's not helping with the maps. But yeah, we're going out to Philly, meet with a couple of our partners out there. We can name drop, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, their podcasts are going to come out.
Yeah.
Honeygrow and Mezza. So Mezza Mediterranean, and then Honeygrow is like stir fry for people who aren't in one of their
Asian
metros.
Asian fusion, is that what you would call it?
We just got a Honeygrow in our backyard.
Yep.
I would say Asian fusion. Yeah, but it's like hot, fresh stir fry food right in front of us, so content standpoint, are you excited to catch some of that B-roll?
Yeah, Nate, you see like that him comment about the 1099 real quick. You throw that up real quick? I don't mean to cut you off, Chill. Where can I find my 2024 1099? driver at ideliverthat.com?
So
they all simple, or?
They all got emailed out, but who you'd want to check in with is driver at ideliverthat.com. Send us an email. I know we've still had some people who have asked us to resend those. I think they use your social security number as like your password protection to that 1099. So if you have a copy you struggled to get in, I think it's your social with no symbols.
Robin's out there in Philly. You see that, Nate?
Oh, let's go.
Yeah. So guys, sorry to cut you off there. I saw a good comment. I thought we could knock that out, get an easy answer.
We should do like an open invite dinner somewhere.
So we have dinner scheduled.
Hot take here.
I'm a fan of that idea. We have dinner scheduled with Honeygrow. So for our schedule, we're coming to Philadelphia. We're getting there the night of the 31st.
Yep. That's
a Monday. The 1st. Y'all could do rock, paper, scissors to see who drives first. We can do that live real quick.
Yep.
All day Monday, the morning of Monday, we're recording with Honeygrow, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m., 1 p.m. We're meeting up with the driver out there, Katya. Hopefully Katya's out there on the live show. She's probably on delivery right now. Who knows? And then that evening, Dimitri just called me. We're going to dinner with their team.
Sweet.
5:45. So we could do like a driver happy hour afterwards.
Or what about dinner Monday?
I'm down to do dinner Monday night. I
don't know how much prep you got to do. I know you got to wake up early.
We're going to get there late.
We don't need a bunch of cocktails, but I could eat a burrito that late.
Yeah, we can. Yeah. Guys, if you want to do a driver meet and greet, little cocktail hour, little sides dinner, let us know where we can meet up in Philly. We're going to be staying right downtown. I think like 6. I know Honeygrow's got locations on 11th Street, 16th Street, something like that. We're staying at the Hilton right by the airport or something like that. Nate booked that. He's giving me yeses and nos. I don't know if I got confirmation or not.
While we have the chance to tap in, somebody said they're outside Philly. If you are outside of Philly and you're a local, or if you've just been to Philly, best place to get a Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah.
And any and all advice would be welcome. It's probably the only thing to me that's going to matter for the whole trip.
Yeah, I am destined to try every Philly cheesesteak possible. So that's going to happen. I know I've never been to a Wawa.
Yeah.
We got to try a Wawa while we're out there, I think.
It's known that they have a cult following. It is, I don't know what it was, 3 weeks ago that Cody and I went out there. It was my first time going to a Wawa. Immediately, I had their like refresher beverage, and I realized why people could get hooked on Wawa. I'm not a guy who gets Starbucks or anything. I'll take my 2 shots of espresso, but I could see myself getting one of their refreshers every day. It's like a 7-Eleven
like
Sheets kind of baby. Yeah, it's like that. So if you go there thinking it's anything other than that, you'll be underwhelmed. If you go there assuming it's that, you'll go there and be like, oh, this is sick.
And then obviously we got to hit a Wegmans at some point in time.
Yep.
That kind of goes without being said. Nate, if you want to start throwing up questions up there that you see are relevant to any piece of conversation, still happy. Pachman, our boy Pachman's back. Our driver's still able to use the Vromo app.
I think they stopped. So some of the questions you guys asked tonight, I'll be transparent that we might not be the best equipped to answer them.
We're not the tech in the app guys for sure, but we'll do our very best if they're very general questions.
I don't think so, but I could be entirely wrong. So I think not.
Obviously, the preference would be that you do not, I believe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Preference would be no.
If you tried Wawa Catering, no. Steph, what's up, Steph? First of all, what's up, Steph? Love you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for commenting.
Have any of you guys tried Wawa Catering? Because it's kind of new. So we went to their campus. We met with the people on the catering team, and I was like, how important is catering to a company as big as Wawa? Like thousands of locations. Their main revenue comes from selling gas. Like, how important is catering? And their answer was like, to the 4 of us, it matters a lot. And I was like, okay, so the rest of the company? And they're like, yeah, catering's new for us. So we haven't tried it. We did try a couple of their food items, and they were great.
Not Pat and Gina, as you said from Sean President. They're for tourists. We are tourists.
We are?
So I think we got to go by definition.
We are tourists.
We are tourists. Sean, let us know where we should go then. Let us know like the mom and pop no one knows about. With whiz, without whiz. I know that's like a thing. I don't know what it means, but I'll do it.
That's like cheese, right? Cheese whiz?
Yeah, I think. Cheese whiz, with whiz, without whiz.
I'm with cheese, so
I love cheese.
Cheese is
100%.
whiz, I'm in.
Wegmans is rad, 100%.
The best.
Love Wegmans.
The best.
100%. Love it.
I have a Wegmans Lego set at my house. It's like an open storefront. There's little people. There's cash register. Yeah.
Did you make it, or is it like was it a
One of their
Wegmans
stores?
branded set?
One of their stores sells it. I haven't been to that store. Someone here actually got it for me when they went to a Wegmans. So now every Wegmans I've gone to, maybe 5 different locations at this point, I'm like, hey, do you guys sell any gear, or like, do you sell any
They don't sell
merchandise
like shirts or anything.
And they're like, no.
Yeah.
And so then I'm on my status call 2 weeks ago, and I was like, me and one of your employees almost got in a fight. I thought I was going to take the beanie off his head. Like, I just want Wegmans gear. And they were like, we have an employee catalog we could give you like limited time access to. I haven't got it yet, but if you're interested in Wegmans gear and I get access to this, I'm going to buy a lot of Wegmans gear. We might just start selling it on the shop. I'm going to buy so much.
Looks like our boy UDM's taking a Wawa catering.
Oh, let's go.
Not that I didn't even know. Or Wawa, my bad. I think I said Wegmans. Wawa catering.
Yeah.
They're not popular here. I think, is Wawa more of like an East Coast thing? Like,
looking at like their coverage, yes, it's mostly East Coast. It's mostly North. I think Florida's like the furthest that they venture from, like, we'll call it like the city of New York. Florida's the furthest away from it. There's a ton in Philadelphia and New Jersey. I mean, it's like every street corner there's a Wawa out there. But yeah, our last Philadelphia trip was just like visit with a couple different partners, meet them, learn more about their catering operation, visit with drivers that are taking deliveries out of there. This trip, though, will be mostly content heavy.
Yeah.
So this will be like your show, and I'm the ride along here.
Yeah, I want to touch on that. That's a good transition. Sean, Nate, can we like write that down in our notes or something? Ishkabibbles real quick. Get your phone out, write that down in our notes. Thank you, Sean,
Get
for
a picture.
that. Yeah, take a picture.
Nailed
Even
it.
better idea. That's way quicker. Ishkabibbles. We're
sounds
coming
legit.
to it. We'll send a review, Sean. We'll DM it to you or email it to you or something. The content side of things. I know a big push for me. I don't know that we've voiced this publicly to like our drivers or anyone out there specifically, but I know obviously people I've been in contact with, I've told this a lot too. Our goal for 2025 is to do everything in person.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. Driver spotlights, delivering more, founder series, meet the teams is already in person because we're in office. That's the easiest thing to do. But in person, that's our goal for 2025. I'm the Zoom, the like call-ins, the everything of that nature. Like it's feasible, it's doable. But the audio, the visual quality of it is just kind of up for who knows. However it's going to work, it works, and you don't have a lot of control over it. So we'll have the camera, we'll have our mics. Nate and I went to Columbus to meet with City Barbecue at the end of February. Nate,
Have you guys posted? You guys have posted that.
Yeah,
video.
yeah, that's up. You can watch our sit down with City Barbecue. We're coming out to Philly, meeting with a couple brands. We're going out to some conferences here. We'll talk about in a little bit as well. But I think a couple other markets that we're willing to drive to, I think, is kind of the initial standing point. Like, hey, we got to prove ourselves, drive to these markets, and then when are we coming out west? That kind of leads to this. Pittsburgh, Cincinnati are kind of our next two forays. What's that word? Forays. Adventures. We'll switch my vocabulary. Adventuring into cities where we're going to. So those are Pittsburgh 2-hour drive, Cincy 3-hour drive, Columbus a 2-hour drive. Indianapolis is like 3 or 4 hours. So there's been some conversations about that. Louisville, Nashville areas are some other points of contention that we're thinking about going to. And then to answer, I think it was Sean who asked that question, another Sean. Shout out to the Seans. My uncle spells his name Sean, S-E-A-N. I see a lot of S-H-A-W-N's in here. Who's right, who's wrong? Doesn't matter. We're trying to prove ourselves right now, to be honest. Nate and I are in our proving ground stage. We want to come out west. We want to come to Phoenix, LA's, Salt Lake City's, Denver's. We want to come to the Miamis, Orlando's, Dallas's, Austin's, Houston's of the world. But we got to show that what we're doing brings value first. And we want to connect with these drivers in person. We want to connect with these brands in person. That's kind of where you start.
Yeah. And I'm excited about this one because we get to do the sit-downs with the restaurants. But then, I mean, we have
the restaurants, too.
In the restaurants, too. Cool setup for us. But we also get to tag along and really highlight what the delivery experience is like for live orders from live drivers on the platform. I know for me, just like passively following along with our marketing, I see
this Sean guy. Sean, dead serious, can you email marketing@ideliverthat.com? I don't know if we're gonna need you on this trip specifically, but he's throwing us out recommendations for food. He's telling us he wants to help us out part-time videographer. I'm sold. That's how easy it is to get on Team Deliver That in the content realm right now.
Worst case, come to the happy hour.
Yeah. Worst case, just we're gonna be at Honeygrove from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Tuesday. So just show up and we'll be there. Yeah. And we'll hash it out.
Well, I'm excited to see the driver content that comes out of this trip, because for me, passively following along, I'm always seeing you and Nate do deliveries together here in Ohio. It's good to branch out and see drivers where they're at, see restaurants where they're at. And I think that's what we're going to get out of this, is the content of highlighting the experience from the vantage point of a driver on our platform, and then highlighting the experience for the restaurant. So my favorite thing that we're going to be doing on this one is sitting down a driver with a restaurant.
Oh, you want to talk about that?
Just a little teaser here. We're going to sit down a driver with a restaurant partner, rather than us be like this bridge or like gateway where we talk to drivers all the time. We talk to restaurants all the time. Actually sitting the restaurant and the driver down together and saying, like, what's the good, what's the bad, what do you expect, kind of thing. That's where we make this like very personable for both sides. We don't have to get into exactly what it is.
But I'm on the same page.
But I'm excited for that.
We want to promote the drivers out there and their relationship with the restaurant brands. We're the intermediary
at best
to your guys' relationship with these restaurant brands you're working with every single day. We're not boots on the ground. You guys are. We want to tell your stories working with these brands. The way Deliver That is coordinated and correlated to that is obviously the deliveries are done through our platform, but we're not in those data unless you're calling in to get help from our team.
Yeah.
In all likelihood, if a delivery goes perfect from A to Z, you're never even in contact with our team.
Yep.
So
a lot of our best drivers or our smoothest operating restaurants just like don't even talk to us.
Right.
They just, unless they hop on something like this and support us, they aren't calling the hotline 3 times during a delivery, So
yeah. And
I'm excited.
The driver spotlight too. I know this is, so we've been doing the same driver spotlight stuff. I mean, we've got some drivers in who have been on it. UDM, Steph was on it. Jimmy, I just saw Jimmy pop in. He sent like 16 LAs, Nate, if you want to scroll up and throw that up there. It was a little while back. But we've had some drivers in here do the driver spotlights for us virtually, which is, like I said, amazing. Thank you guys so much for your time. We're so appreciative, so grateful for you guys sharing your stories in and outside the gig economy with us. We're going to be changing things up. Do you know about this yet? The driver spotlight's being reinvigorated a little bit?
No.
So we're going to do in-car.
Okay.
We bought like a car. So like this is anyone.
What is it, like coffees with comedians or something like that?
Yeah, Jerry Seinfeld. Yeah. So yeah, we're going to be doing like in-car driver spotlights. It's going to be a little shorter form, like 5 to 10 minutes. But we're going to be, while we're on those deliveries with Katya, we're going to also be like doing a driver spotlight.
That's cool.
So I'm like, when we're getting to the restaurant, be like, hey, like, you see it's a $500 delivery. How many bags does that mean to you?
Yep.
Is it dependent on the order cost? Is it dependent on the brand?
Okay, I like that.
We show we're unloading. Hey, we're walking into the store. Like, what's your process? Hey, you're loading these bags up. Hot, cold, how do you separate it? How do you sort it in your car? Like, what's your process? Obviously, the key piece to our platform and all this catering world is the setup piece. We're going to highlight that as well. So that I'm interested to see how this plays out, though.
Well, we got to personally go do that delivery with her, like.
Yeah, that was like a rented U-Haul.
That was an insane situation. But I'm excited to see her setup because she blew me away with her setup on that one.
Does that say Linda? How about Louisiana?
Oh wow!
Is that this? I'm gonna say something so ridiculous here. Is New Orleans Louisiana?
Yep.
I love New Orleans. I would love to come down if that's where you are in Louisiana. I guess I should specify, but I would love to do that.
So you specifically need to go to New Orleans.
Well, so Nola Grind's down in New Orleans.
Okay.
We could do some driver content with him.
I did some content with him.
My first conference I ever went to was Cater Up for Easy Cater in New Orleans.
Okay.
That was a hell of a time.
It was.
That was 2019, just like 8 months before COVID.
Young Ben.
Yeah. Young before Ben throws his back out at 30 years old, Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah, ridiculous. Nate, we got any? What is new? Is there?
No. Let's run through some other cities because I think we're sending out like newsletters to partners. We send them out to drivers as well. But something we're doing on the restaurant side is calling out to them like, hey, here's the conferences we're going to. Let us know if you want to connect. Kind of same thing, right? Like we're going to Philly next week. Reach out to us if you want to connect. And obviously there's a bunch of different avenues that you could do that. Probably emailing our driver at DeliverThat.com is the best way, or would it be marketing that they could email us and be like, hey, we're out in Philly. We'd love to meet up.
What we did for Philly, and I'll be very transparent about this, we've worked with a few drivers in Philly very directly over, like you mentioned. Right. We've already worked with Katya previously. So for Philly specifically, we already really knew the drivers we wanted to reach out to. Not to say we don't want to work with others out there. If you're going to be out there, we're happy to meet you, meet up with you, and work with you in the future.
Or meet for dinner.
Yeah, or meet for dinner, a happy hour, whatever you want to do Monday night. Christian's selling it, so now we'll have to send out an RSVP email or something after this. Someone pick out a spot, let us know where we can rent out for an hour or two. But where things change is with a market we're not super familiar with, or don't have a touch point on. Like with Columbus, we know a few of the, like Joel, who we met with, he's been on the platform since 5-6 years. Right. Yeah. So we knew we wanted to reach out to Joel, but that was only one driver. So we did send out an email beforehand, like a week or two, like, hey, here's the dates we're going to be in Columbus. If you want to meet up with us, here's where we're going to be. Let us know so we can coordinate with you. And that's what we would do moving forward. Yep. So
rattle them off.
Yeah, Nate, if you want to, do you want to mute the music on that closing scene graphic and throw up our cities real quick, and then we'll answer some questions as people scroll way left on the laptop, bottom screen left. Throw up the closing scene, and then just mute the sound effect.
Oh.
Rest of the year. You might have to you unmuted us. Okay. So Philly early next week. Vegas is for a conference called Food on Demand. We'll be heavily involved with the conference, on scene stuff there, but we do want to make some time to meet with drivers, other brands while we're out there. Chicago, similar, is for the National Restaurant Association show. That'll be a stretch of days in the middle of May. We've been to that show 3-4 years in a row. I met with like Linda, Kim out there years prior. Happy to meet with new brands out there. That's where Prince Street Pizza is, correct?
Where?
Prince Street, Chicago?
They have locations in Chicago. Our pizzas came in from LA.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't know they were out in LA. So I was going to say we could meet up with Prince Street while we're out there.
Oh, we will.
I have Cincy and Pittsburgh on there, as I kind of touched on. Those are our planned kind of next iterations of that trip. And then Austin is a newer conference called the Catering Workshop. DeliverThat's going to have a heavy hand in that conference this year, and we'll be out in Austin. It was in Denver last year, and it'll be in Austin in October. So that's where we're going to be for the rest of the year, folks, tentatively. But yeah, obviously we can squeeze some other stuff in there between now and then.
And do you think most of those will send out like RSVP links and do driver content, or do you think it'll be super focused on the conference and that won't be going on?
The conferences will be a little bit more difficult to navigate because obviously we have so much going on at the conference. Like for the conferences specifically, like Food on Demand, we're still recording the podcast while we're out there. Yep. My goal is to get like 3 or 4 episodes backlogged while we're there.
Not to like out ourselves or anything, but we were like sneaking drivers in with fake badges and stuff last year. Not fake badges.
Was that Jamal? Yeah.
Real badge that we took off somebody else's neck and we're like, hey, just like go.
Yeah, we did sneak a driver into the conference last year to record the driver spotlight with him on site. Jamal was dope. Thank you so much for doing that.
So each one's a little different, right? Like going to Vegas, we're flying out there. We're focused on the conference. Going to Chicago, I assume we'll drive again. We're driving out there, focusing on the conference. But then some of the TBDs, those are like for content. No conference plan, tons of free time.
Cincy, Pittsburgh's pure content. Chicago will be a little different because we're not going to be going to the conference every day like we have in the past.
Yeah.
I think for Chicago, maybe Nate, Aaron, and I are going to go to the conference one day, but it's specifically going to be for content.
Okay.
Meet up with people there, film the hubbub of the show.
Sure.
But the other days outside of that will be focused for content, the
Okay, cool.
podcast driver, stuff like
Cool.
that.
We can videotape some Stan's Donuts getting made.
Yes,
fresh
yes,
Stan's?
yes. Stan's Donuts
Yeah.
would love to. Gary, my man, hit me up when you come to Cincy. Gary,
Let's go.
100% will do. Maybe we'll show up in Vegas, Jim. That would be
That'd be sweet.
sick.
That'd be sweet.
That would be absolutely. What is that? 4-hour drive?
Gary, every time I see your name, I think about the honey baked ham photo. It's still iconic.
Yeah.
I work really closely with the honey baked ham team, and that was an iconic photo. Thank you, Gary.
Oh my gosh. We got anything else out there, Nate? We can throw up? Not right
Say.
now. All right. Well, what about can we touch on some partnership stuff a little bit?
Sure. I think you might have to guide me, but
Yeah,
Things are going
I
good.
can try to guide you a little bit. With the sales funnel changing up a little bit this year, we're kind of obviously the demand for deliveries is plentiful with the drivers out there. Obviously, I can't read I literally cannot read the comments. My eyesight is not that good. I imagine people are saying stuff about delivery volume, delivery pay, what have you. We're doing everything in our power to work with more brands, get more brands signed onto the platform, pump our platform with volume. Like, what does your day-to-day look like with brands right now, calls, stuff like that? Like, how active are you every day just talking to new brands we currently work with? What is that like?
I think the easiest way to describe it is the resources that we've shifted towards just focusing on partners. Our sales team, while small, it is very mighty. They've brought on a ton of unique restaurants to our platform. And what I mean is like a ton of individual count restaurants.
Yeah.
Some are large brands, some are mom and pops. But for you guys out there, like we're signing up every brand that approaches us, right? We're not saying like, oh, you only have 2 orders a week. Like it's not worth our time to do the onboarding of it. But I mean, Mitch used to run operations here. I used to run operations here. Cody used to be 100% dedicated operator. And now we are just all in on the partnership side. So like, what does that look like? Constantly having status calls, driver no-shows in order, delivery gets dropped off at a wrong address, no fault of anyone's, technology breaks down. Like there are negative status calls. And then there's, hey, every single month we're going to get together and we're going to go over your scorecard. Here's the on-time percentage for your deliveries. Here's any incidents that did take place, total volume. We're looking at weekly trends and things like that. And really just trying to make sure our partners know, like, we're in this together, right? And I think you guys feel and see that because we send out marketing emails about how to set up people's food, how compensation works, new partnership announcements. But for them, we want them to know, like, we're not a brand where, you know, you just sign up and then no one's ever going to talk to you. If something goes wrong, you reach out, you let us know. But I mean, like a 300% increase in the number of restaurants that have signed up this year, just like first quarter compared to last year. And it's constant. I mean, I look down at the calendar and I'm not on every single one, but I'm invited to all of our onboarding calls and it's every single day. There's a new restaurant brand. It may be, you know, 2 locations in one city that I've hardly ever heard of, like Tuscaloosa. Shout out. I've never been, but like we'll have
Shout
like
out to Roll Tide.
we'll have like 2 locations in Tuscaloosa, and I'm like, oh, nice, some catering in Tuscaloosa, and then we'll have, hey, this place has 20 locations across 3 cities. Really cool opportunity. So everything big to small, we're signing up right now, and it seems that restaurants need a solution for catering now more than ever. It feels like the industry's push for restaurants to survive is like, you have to have a catering offering. So I'm sure all of us see it, right? Like you'll go into a restaurant and they're either very prominently displaying catering or it's like a brand new concept to them and they're not doing it very much. So we'll have people sign up that don't have a catering menu yet. They're just like,
we need it.
We heard the catering buzzword. We need to make more
Yeah.
money. And we Googled catering delivery drivers and one of your ads popped up. So we're reaching out to sign up and it's like, hey, we'll go with you on that journey the same way we would somebody who's already doing a couple hundred orders a week, right? Like we're signing up everyone, and it's cool to hop on the onboarding call and diagnose like where are you at in your journey. Like if I go to your website, can I order catering? Can I order it for pickup or for delivery? Do I not even know that you offer catering and you just will like randomly take an order over the phone and customize something? You know, my mom, does catering out of her two
How is that going?
two very small deli shops. So she's still like pen and paper with everything. She's very resistant to like introducing.
Do they not have a POS in store or anything?
No.
Wow.
They have like a payment processing system so they could collect a credit card payment. But there's people who are like at her level, right? Like she's probably doing 3 catering orders every single week, but it's all pen and paper. And like if she were to sign up with DeliverThat, I would show her how to submit a delivery on our dashboard, and she would be like, "Whoa,
Yeah, what are you
Mr. Tech
about?
guy here? Like, can I just text you?" And it's like, no, like we need a little bit more detail than what you would give us through text, Mom. But then you have other people who sign up and they're like, "Hey, we already know you're integrated through this channel, right? Like all the orders are just gonna flow to you. We do this many deliveries a week," and we're like, "Oh, sick! You're great at catering. This is awesome." You know, I assume from a driver's perspective, you feel that difference in where someone's at on their catering journey. If somebody picked up from my mom how she's packaging things and like, here's some cardboard boxes, you guys would probably be appalled. You'd be like, what the hell? These don't fit in my catering bags. And then you go to a place like a Mad Greens and they're like, here's your 3 stacks and here's your
the
one
purple
bag.
boxes.
Yeah, here's your stuff. Get out of here, right? So I assume the drivers feel that we're signing up every restaurant under the sun. But yeah, we've had some really interesting cases too. Like we had somebody sign up and we're delivering from his house. Everything's licensed, but we're delivering from his house. He's a professional chef and does meal prep. So he puts them in like picture Chinese to-go boxes, like little ones, and then he'll just package them all up in like almost like a DeliverThat bag and give them to our driver, or like an Aldi bag, and give them to our drivers. And we're literally just dropping off for like, you know, a 4-person family that's ordering dinner for 2 weeks, and we'll drop off those things. So
That's
even
crazy.
stuff outside of like traditional catering, like he does it for athletes, and the dietitians will literally send him a recipe and be like, this is exactly what you make my client. And then he'll make 10 meals and we'll pick them up and drop them off. And it's all like hyper local stuff down in like the Atlanta area, but stuff like that you would never think of. We had this place come across. It was like, it ends with chocolatiers or something like that. And I look it up and it's like gourmet chocolates. And I'm like, what kind of catering are you doing with gourmet chocolate? But sure enough, they have big party boxes and they're like, let's get into it. So it feels like anyone who's anyone is shifting from like just small offerings to like, how do we advertise to larger groups? How do we get our brand in front of more people number wise? But how do we also just get higher dollar amounts for these orders going out our door, right? So we're joining everyone on their journey. And it's cool to be on the partnership side and see where people are at and see that the industry's come around to like, when we started this, it's like, no one's allowed to take my caterings. No one can touch my caterings. We will do all of our catering forever, right? And they have their own employees, their own vans. And now it's like, no. We don't want our employees doing this. We don't want our vans. We're going to focus on making food. We need an outsourced solution, and you guys are that. And so the partnerships team is just trying to bring a feel to it so it doesn't feel like it's outsourced. We're part of your team. Our drivers, they're a part of your team. How can we help? That's when I'll go to Nate and be like, send an email right away and tell all the drivers this is how you set up these orders. And you just knock it out.
Yeah, so you kind of mentioned making it feel like it's not outsourced.
Yes.
And that's
the goal.
Interesting conversation to kind of go into with our team and the drivers on our platform and everything. And in terms of feedback you would get from our partnership, it's like if it goes bad, it's typically like, the food didn't get set up, or the driver wasn't, whether it's branded DeliverThat gear or not, they were in a t-shirt and shorts or something like that. Like, what are the complaints usually minimized to that much where it's like a setup piece or a professionalism piece? Obviously the timeliness piece is massive, but that's like goes without being said.
Sure.
Are those the two like main gripes you would say?
You know what you sparked for me? That would be a question I have for anybody hanging out in the chat here.
Type it up, Nate.
What do you guys want to see from us when we sign on a new restaurant? And what I mean by that is like, what information are we giving you currently that's super valuable? And what would you like us to be announcing to you guys when we sign up a new platform, right? So we'll send out new partner stuff. And typically from our perspective, it's like, make sure they know how they're being compensated and most of the part, that's how do gratuities operate, right? Are you going to get a signed receipt? Is it just pre-authorized? And then piece number 2 is like, here's what their setup looks like. Click here to go to this article with a little bit more information. But if you've received one of those emails, what do you like about them? What don't you like? If you haven't received one of those emails, what would you like to see from DeliverThat when we sign up a new restaurant account and you're going to see the offers coming through in your app? Ben, to your question, though, I know you said it goes without saying, but it can't go without saying. Like, timeliness is the number one thing, right? They'll take a driver who's on time, on target, over anything every time. The other things we see, though, are just like equipment and setup, right? Like, hey, your driver came,
no bags,
we had to give them equipment because they couldn't make it work. Occasionally we'll see like the vehicle size wasn't appropriate for this. So like just scoping out the size of the order and really scoping out the brand. Like there's a lot of brands I'm sure you guys know really well. And you're like, here's how they package it. Here's about how much food I can take. But you're also exposed to brands all the time that maybe none of us have ever heard of. And just looking into like what their cuisine looks like. If you Google the brand and then catering as like the keyword, seeing what some of that packaging might look like can be helpful. But yeah, I would say most of it is timeliness or like the driver wasn't prepared to take an order of this magnitude.
Do you think in terms of preparation, do you think that the onus of that falls on us a little bit though in some aspect? Like it's if a driver picks up a delivery and it's for a brand new partnership or it's for $1,000 worth of food or 15,000 would be wild.
We've done
has
one,
been
though.
done.
We've done one.
Yeah, has been.
Don't
done.
leave me hanging. We've done one.
Oh, my bad.
And it was awesome.
Has been done before, but I meant 1,500. In some aspect of that, like, is it on us to make sure that driver's prepared for that delivery and they have
100%.
that equipment?
Yeah, so like on our side, we can see how many bags you guys had when you registered. We can see anytime you would update your bag count with us, and we can see your vehicle type, right? So after a certain threshold of dollar amount, and you guys are experiencing it, I'm sure, but after a certain dollar amount, we'll send out alerts to the drivers like, hey, we want to confirm you see that it's this much for this brand, it's this order ID. Do you feel comfortable with this, and do you have any questions for us, right? So we'll validate bags check out, vehicle type checks out, and reach out to somebody. What you can't control, and this is not me saying that this happens a lot, this is not me throwing anything at you guys. What we can't control is if like they drive their husband or their wife's vehicle, or
Right.
they don't bring their bags with them, even though we know they have bags, they know they have bags. Like I've been guilty of it. I've taken a delivery and been like, hey, PETA Jungle has these awesome bags. I know how it's going to go every time. I don't need to bring my bags inside. From a restaurant's perspective, they're like, oh, your driver didn't have bags. And it's like, well, I didn't need them.
Well, Nate, as you mentioned early on in the show, Nate and I have been taking a ton of deliveries to make this video content and kind of generate the ideas for what we want to do moving forward. And we've taken deliveries where, like Carrabba specifically, they just give you all their food in these massive cardboard boxes.
Yep.
And like even some, if they are our drivers, aren't our drivers, I don't know, but people comment and be like, yeah, way to use the bags.
Yeah.
I'll be like, dude,
these massive boxes, I don't need it.
I had 6 bags, like, but where do you want me to put that box?
Yeah, it's not traditional.
Or like Red Rob, that's the one
catering.
it was. It was the Red Robin delivery. We
Huge box.
It was for our Christmas party. We took that
Those
Red
big
Robin.
burger boxes.
Yeah, the burger boxes don't fit in the bags. And one of the comments was like, wait, like I had it on the cart, but they were like, way to use the bags.
Yeah.
I was like, you're not wrong.
They'll get you in the comments.
Yeah. I was like,
They'll
you're
get
not
you.
wrong. I should have tried to use the bags.
Well, that was me and you took that delivery from DeBella's. And those the sub trays don't fit
we're
in the
talking
bags
to DeBella's tomorrow. So that'll be a point of conversation.
Yes, it will. We'll have to show her the e-commerce room and be like, your sub trays fit in none of these bags.
Yeah.
So like, but yeah, same thing, right? Like they do a good job packaging it, and it's fine to stack those in your car, but you're not fitting those in a pan size bag.
Was that Kim S that said like what kind of packaging they have? She said like, do they use boxes or something like that? That's always something. I think we talked about this maybe a while ago. I think that'd be super intriguing to do when we onboard a brand and then somehow within our app incorporate that inside the information of the delivery is like, hey, this is $400 worth of food. They already prepackaged their food in boxes. You're not going to need a bag. You might need a cart.
What's,
maybe like a required equipment section or
Yeah.
something like that.
What's so interesting too is like, there's all different types, right? Like from a restaurant, if you're picking up a box lunch meal that's $400, that could be a ton of box lunches.
Yeah.
And then if you go there and you pick up something from, their taco build your own bar instead of their box lunch, well, that could be like 5 pans of just like full size catering pans, and it doesn't feel like it's that much. So even just like volume wise in your car, or like, can you fit $400 of Mexican food into 3 DeliverThat bags? Probably, almost assuredly that you can. But if you translate that into individual box lunches, does that fit in there?
You can use the bags. Next time I get a Red Robin, I will show you. Crystal, I believe you.
Boom.
I believe you.
Use the bags.
I was probably just being lazy. I knew it was going to our team, I think, too. So it was going like 5 minutes down the road. So
You knew it was going on the internet, too, Ben.
Yeah. If anything, I shouldn't have outed myself on the internet.
Did we get any more feedback? So the packaging, I like that, collecting that better. But anything else we should be collecting from restaurants to announce to drivers? Come on, Nate.
Oh, there was a where do you update
Price
your bag count?
Price of the restaurant,
It'd be cool if we had like the Yelp thing where it's like $1 sign, $2 signs, $3. Like, how expensive is their food?
Can you scroll up a little bit, Nate? There was keep going. Right there. Bayou Bites. Where do you update your bag count? Is that something that happens automatically?
There's a personal information form, or you can just shoot us a text or an email, and our team would be able to update your bag count.
Hell yeah.
If you're buying bags off of our website, it'll kind of just happen for you. If you go out and source your own bags, definitely reach out and let us know, because again, our team, when a delivery's large, that's what they're going to look at. They're going to look at the bag count and the vehicle type right away. Are we swapping batteries?
Yeah, swapping batteries.
This happened last time.
Yeah, sometimes these cameras just overheat, and everyone can still hear us. I believe we're still here, guys. Our camera overheated a little bit, and we got to swap out.
We have faces for radio anyway. This is probably how we should have done it, just like YouTube radio live.
There's one over here in this outlet, Nate.
Thanks, Nate.
Yeah, shout out UDM for getting me set up. I think you guys can see this Elgato logo on here. You got me set up with this thing, but our camera still overheats even trying to use it. So I don't know. Maybe we just needed a new camera.
Huh.
Yeah, UDM earns. That's interesting. It is interesting. I hope he's talking about our camera overheating and not.
I think that's exactly
what you were talking about earlier.
He doesn't think that's interesting.
Yeah, there we go. We're back up. If Nate can get this camera back in the, there we go, and we're back, just like that. Beautiful. Can you go?
Thanks, Nate.
More towards, yeah. There you go.
You're the coolest.
Yeah, UDM. It is interesting, man. I need you to come back to HQ and Canton.
Last time we was here, everything broke though. We were like,
oh, that was a disaster.
3 of us were sharing like a single mic, so.
UDM. I bought that plug-in battery, and that's what we used for our live show for the Christmas show, and even that overheated.
We did a Christmas. Oh yeah. The gifts.
When we gave away the gift cards and all the prizes, even that overheated. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's just the camera thing or what, but yeah, we'll get that figured out at some point in time.
What are the 2 longer comments? Either of those.
Oh, yeah, there's a long one from Kim S.
Man, I should have worn my glasses today.
Yeah, I literally can't. I can't see a thing. If they're ready right at pickup time, or if they're typically ready earlier, I know that can vary and change, but some places will never have it ready before the pickup time.
Yeah.
I could be completely wrong saying this, but at some point in time, the way we set pickup times, weren't we coordinating that based on previous wait times and stuff? Is that wild to say?
I don't think so.
I thought that was at some point computed into the algorithm.
No, I don't think it is at this point. I don't know if it ever has been, but yeah, I wish we could collect that better up front. We've had some catering sales managers hop on and be like, my ops team's always late, and they immediately start negative. But for the most part, like, no one realistically hops on and they're like, we'll always be ready early or we'll always be ready late. And I don't know if we'd trust them very much if they did say that. We mostly get that feedback from you guys.
I have a thermal blanket in my vehicle for box orders that don't fit in bags, so temperature can be maintained.
That's a great call.
Blanket, that's dope. You can take that like on a ski trip too, probably. Nate like that. I know no one could hear Nate's laugh, but he loved that. That was awesome. Thank you for the laugh, Nate.
That's great for skiing. Yeah, it's great for catering too. That's a good tip.
What partnerships, content? You got anything else on? I mean, we've been what?
I'm excited to be on.
Minutes,
I'm excited to
get
be
out
on
of here in a couple minutes.
I'm excited to be on these next 2 podcasts with you tomorrow and next week with Meza.
I was about. When you said next 2, thought I had to break your heart and tell you weren't going to be on Honey Grows, but then I forgot Carrie's is tomorrow.
Yeah,
you are doing Carrie's. You are doing Meza.
And why am I not on Honey Grows?
Because there's already 2 other people. We got to do. I mean,
So-
you could. Well,
So I'll be the host.
we do have 4 mics. You could be on it.
I probably should be.
Yeah, you could be on it.
Nate?
Get the man on it.
Yeah!
Yeah, get the man on it.
Yeah, get the people going.
Yeah,
That would make 3 in a week that I'm on.
Yeah, that's a lot
Whoa.
of Christian. Yeah, let us know if you guys want to see more Christian on.
No,
content or
they
not.
don't. They don't. They just don't.
Excuse me. Yeah, that would be 3 because those will all be delivering more episodes. So
Yeah.
we're releasing one with an operator from Chick-fil-A.
Are we?
Next month.
Nice.
I think maybe even next week actually is when that one's going out, and then it'll be DeBella's Honey Grow Meza. Then we'll get into conference season.
We're going on a string of some good restaurants.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you, Ben.
that's the
content's
goal. I'm
coming
trying to
along.
talk. I'm trying to talk to brands we work with. I'm trying to talk to big brands nationally. Chick-fil-A is obviously huge. Honey Grow's huge on the East Coast. DeBella's big in the Midwest.
Yep.
Maybe this kind of region you
Yep.
call it. Meza's like I know we originally worked with them in DC. Where's Meza at?
They're in like 12 to 14 different cities, but they're mostly this region as well,
Yeah.
for the most part.
Yeah, we kind of screwed up. We almost nailed down Wawa to sit down with them. That we did some last second planning. They couldn't get approval
Yeah.
for it in time.
There's a lot of hoops to jump
Yeah,
through for that.
that's on us.
big
But
place.
maybe we'll get to sit down with Wawa soon.
So even like a lot of cool content coming up, and I think you guys have reframed it to do the in-person stuff, which is awesome. But even like this Go Live event, like backstory for you guys, Ben just texted me like yesterday or the day before, and he's like, "Hey man, let's go live with the drivers and talk about our upcoming trips." And I was like, "Well, I've done the live events. I've done them. I was on the one with UDM. I've done them with Darian in the past, so like not unfamiliar, but like, what are we doing?" And he was like, "We're just going live and talking to him." I was like, "What do you mean?" And you were just like, "Yeah, I think we should do more stuff like this." Do you guys like this where we come on here and we don't have like a formal thing to get to? It's not like super Q&A generated. It's not like, we're recapping the quarter. We just kind of hop on and do a general check-in with you guys, updates on what's going on over here. Or is this just like weird?
I mean, I definitely imagine they wish we were answering more questions, which when we're not.
When we have our glasses on.
Yeah. One, when we can actually
can
see
tell
what the
Nate what to
questions
pull up.
are, and 2, when we're not, like, we have no control over app functionality and like delivery pay functionality. So we're not going to sit here and be the guys to harp on that stuff. So while we do appreciate those questions and understand the concerns and everything like that, it's just not something Christian and I could address. But the live show aspect, this is something I think I was talking about to someone the other day. I think I'm going to try and do a live show the last week of every month moving forward.
Well, what if we just like increase that frequency and we're just like going live?
Well,
all the time
Nate,
to say
what
what's
was
up?
my initial? We did our pre-planning for 2025 with Lindsay, and I think I said 12 live shows was my goal for 2025.
Or even like I'm
maybe
just
something more
I'm
than
just
that.
picturing like, I was always the biggest fan of DT days. All right, let's just get it out there. We used to do this post work, just like, and by used to I mean we did it like 3 or 4 times. But we just like after work, just sit down and just like talk about the day, talk about what's kind of going on. And the thought was in the future, we would edit this down to like this docu-series, right? I mean, we literally did this like 4 years ago.
I still have the videos on my phone.
I have one long form one that was like an hour and a half long on my phone too. But like that was the thought, right? We'd have this docu-series in the future. Like what about we have the chairs here. We have this setup. It doesn't have to be like super formal. Just like, hey, what's up? How was everyone's day kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. We could do this
I do
twice
wish
a week.
I was talking to this about with John, I think the other
Do
day
we?
too. and
Does it save a copy of it?
of the live show?
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be on this. We're not going to make
This
this.
could be our DT days.
Yeah,
when we
we're not
talk
going to
about
make
it.
this private or anything after, so people will be able to watch this later on too.
Cool.
What was that a question from Kim Nate? Sorry, that was up there for a while and I still just didn't even see it. for franchises, when DT gets a contract, do all markets get those deliveries, or are some contracts only for specific markets?
That's a great question.
I know the answer to, but I would imagine you take it.
I mean, on a franchise level, there's a couple different ways that it rolls out, right? You could sign with corporate, and they kind of like force it on their franchises that we're all going to be set up the same way. They might let franchises opt in, opt out. They could all be owned by, like, 50 units could be owned by one franchisee. It could be that all 50 are owned by a different franchisee, and they all have to sign up for DeliverThat. So it is very, very different, right? It's not like the standard is across all franchisees every single time. There's sometimes where one franchise is really focused on catering and another franchise doesn't even offer catering. So it varies a lot by brand. We're always pushing for all markets, but
this is not even necessarily your realm, and maybe a rabbit hole we can't go down, but do you think it's easier to sign franchisees versus corporate, because corporate has so much more like red tape and so many more locations versus where, like, if a franchise has two locations and one LLC runs it, like, it's just signed and they're done?
As much as I hate to preface everything like this, it varies situation to situation. As a super general take, I would say for most brands that are not like massive enterprise brands,
right,
it's easier to work directly with corporate because they're looking for a standardized solution.
Across all locations.
They need a solution. They have more pressure to get a solution and offer that solution to their franchises. Whereas somebody who owns like 2 locations might be able to just hire their own drivers or figure it out with DoorDash for the time being. So it does vary every time, though.
I'm seeing some comments that they like these check-ins. UDM, definitely more check-ins. Steph, I like the check-ins.
I think we should do this like twice a week and make it
more up there.
Make it way shorter and less formal. Like go live for like 15 minutes.
Bayou Bites, appreciate the honesty. I appreciate your Bayou Bites, Bayou. What's a Bayou Bite?
That's probably down by
is that like
New
a gator
Orleans.
bite?
It's got to be a gator bite, yeah.
Yeah. That's vicious. Yikes. Kim S and UDM making a little friendship in the chat. I love that. Can we do live?
2 cool people.
Richard, can we do live where we we can definitely acknowledge more questions that Christian and I are able to discuss.
And we
answer it directly, Richard.
And we typically will do that, right? Like when we have the CEO on here with us, and I'll do my best to answer the questions that I can. But
and typically those are just also going to be like private RSVP only events.
Yeah. Well, we announce those way in advance. But I'm picturing us going live and just being like, "Hey, what's up?"
Yeah, well,
how's everyone doing?
So like, like UDM has his show. They go live every now and then. Like Nola, like I was telling Nate the other day, Nola Grind, he goes live just like doing his deliveries, and he's like sitting in his car sometimes, just like chatting to people.
You could go live and edit videos.
There sometimes. I'm just like, yo, what's up, dude?
Yeah.
He's like, hey man, he's like, I'm always on the DeliverThat account. I'm like, what's up, Nola? And he's like. And he'll just like talk to the camera and be like, hey, I'm guessing that's Ben. And I'm like, yep. Yep. It's always me.
It feels reckless we give you access to do things like that. Glad it's Nola though. Oh, that's
456. What's UDM 15 minutes too short, at least 30? Do we know what he's talking about?
I said we could just hop on and do like a quick 15-minute hey, what's up kind of thing.
Is he talking about the length of these lives? Okay.
Yeah. Because I'm saying we do it more often. And
is that our boy Ricardo in there?
No way.
Ricardo, what's up, dude? Who's the prettiest DT employee? We have Diana around the corner, so I don't think we can answer that question legally. But I'll say Christian for the show. He's a gorgeous human being. Nola Grind. Yeah, Nola knows. Nola sending a laughing face. He knows I'm always blowing up his live shows. Guys, we're coming up on 5 p.m. here. Our initial plan was to do this for like 30, 45 minutes. We're going on an hour now. Nate, if you want to throw up that closing graphic, no music again, let's run through all the cities, and then we'll turn on the music afterwards, and we'll close out the show.
And I hate to keep plugging it, but we'll be in Philly literally next week. If you're out in the Philly area, reach out to us, because I'm thinking Monday, maybe on our drive out on Wednesday. Like, it's pretty jam packed. It's like, let's get a car that's $50 a day. 3 knuckleheads just hop in a car, head out there and get a bunch of content, and then get out of Dodge. But we'd love to connect with as many people as possible in town.
Ricardo, man, I was kidding. Yeah, Ricardo, you think I wasn't gonna call you out? That's crazy. You're gonna come in this chat and not think I'm gonna pull that comment up. But yeah, guys. So we're coming to Philly, and today's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 5 days.
5 days. Nice math.
5 days. Yeah, quick finger math there for you guys.
Just
5 days. We're gonna be en route to Philly. We're leaving at like 10 a.m. from Canton, Ohio. 7-8 hour drive to Philly. We'll get there 6-7 p.m. I guess we're setting up a driver event that night. Maybe like a little impromptu driver event. It's not gonna be anything crazy, but I think we can maybe make that happen. Or like maybe like it doesn't have to be a driver event. Like we can just like if people are there and they want to like go to a local spot, we don't meet up with drivers.
We don't need 10 drivers. If you're in Philly and you think it would be fun to hang out,
yeah,
we'll answer any questions that we can. But it'd be cool to just like meet you guys.
Yeah. We just want to chat. We just want to know who's rocking and rolling out there with us during the week.
I hope somebody who got removed from the platform or something that we had no part in comes and harasses us. That's what I hope.
I hope that doesn't happen. That's a ridiculous thing to want to happen. Philly, April 1st to April 3rd. Vegas, May 5th to 7th. Chicago, the 17th to the 20th of May. Cincy is pretty much, I don't want to say set in stone, but it's like the cement is like thickening up at this point in time. Yeah, we got it kind of getting ready to go for the last week of Cincy, I think. Last week of June. Pittsburgh will probably end up being, I would say, late July or late August, because we have our golf outing the first week of August. So we'll be doing a lot of work around our golf outing there. So that'll probably be like later August, and then obviously Austin in October. So that means we have, what months do we have free up then? We have September, November, December still there ready to go. We're trying to do a trip a month basically. So let us know where you guys want us to come. And Adam, come on, man. You're fun to hang out with. That's crazy to say, dude. Throw that up there, Nate. Where is it? Get that mouse over there. Adam, you're the best to hang out with, man. We love having you here. Thank you so much. Our boy Baruch. What's up, Baruch? When are you guys coming to Boston? When were you in Boston? When was that? Last year?
Yeah, it was last year.
I would love to come to Boston. Lobster rolls.
Oh,
clam chowder.
So we had our only because you said the Boston thing. Just quick story. We had a flight delay, Darian and I, when we were leaving Boston, and I mean,
that was like he was in Boston when COVID.
He was
in Boston when COVID like
city
hit.
Shut down.
Yeah, everyone was shutting down. He had to drive back to Canton.
Yeah, but we're in there. This is post COVID, maybe 2 years ago, and our flight gets delayed, like bad delayed. Like you guys are gonna be sitting here for 3 hours. And I'm the type to just be like, oh crap, that stinks. Let's sit here and do nothing. Well, Darian like gets up and disappears, and I'm like, where did he go? And I start standing up and looking around, and like, you guys have seen him on these videos. Like, he's a large guy. He's not a small guy. He's not gonna be pushed around. And I see him up at the desk with the like flight attendant who checks people in, and he comes back and he just has like $200 food vouchers. And I was like, dude, what? And he's like, yeah, when your flight's delayed, like you just go up and say blah, blah, blah. And so it's the only time I've ever had a lobster roll was because we got these flight vouchers and we were sitting there for 3 hours. And I was like, dude, I would never say anything. I would just be like, oh, flight's delayed.
Yeah, just deal with it.
My luck stinks. And he just comes back with $100 and we go to get lobster rolls. So
Joseph,
that's my best
Fort Wayne,
experience,
Indiana. Indianapolis is on the board. I know that's not like super close to Fort Wayne, but if you want to make the drive, I think Indianapolis will be at some point in time. That's what how about, this is completely random. We got to get out of here. I'm going to keep telling ridiculous stories. How about when you and I, this is the only time I've ever done this, when we actually ran through the Dallas airport.
Yes, we sprinted.
It's literally the only time.
And they closed the door, and I called like the helpline, but there's like 8 of us gathered out there, and I think they had like
we missed the flight. They closed the door on us.
And then somebody comes and they just open the door. I've never even seen anything like that. Like, it was shut down. There's no employees. It's the middle of the night, red eye type situation. But there was like, it was our connecting flight. Literally got there, we sprinted straight there. And it just so happened there was 8 of us, so they were like, "Oh, something weird happened." I think
the plane was probably empty. They were like, "We got to put people on this plane."
Yeah, there wasn't many people on that flight.
It was crazy. All right, folks. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for letting Christian and I just talk your guys' ear off for an hour or so and let you guys know what we have coming up in the content world, in the partnership world. And yeah, I mean, I think right now I'd probably loosely schedule another one of these lives in for the end of April, end of May, end of June, end of July, and so on and so forth. Last Wednesday of the month.
All right.
We'll tentatively schedule it.
But
moving
not always me, obviously. Ben's content guy.
Well,
I'm sure he'll bring in better people.
Everyone said they wanted more Christians, so
I don't know.
we'll see if it's me or you. Battle to the death. Thank you, guys. We'll see you soon.
See you guys.